This time of year is such a special time to give thanks to all that has happened in the last few years. Our entire adoption experience has been amazing, filled with such growth for us both. We could not be more ecstatic with our entire birth family. We feel so blessed to have been matched and feel such a deep connection that we know will span lifetimes. We cannot thank Sarah enough for bringing us together.
I think the question that I get asked most often about our open adoptions is, what is it like to have your kids' birth moms and their extended families so involved in your kids' lives? Is that hard for you? Is it weird? And I always laugh because having them involved with our kids is one of the greatest blessings of our adoptions. I know that these women loved my kids first, and they were courageous enough to entrust me and my husband with these precious little lives, and I admire them and I look up to them, and I am filled with joy when I get to spend time with them and my kids' birth grandparents and their aunts and uncles and siblings, and it's just a really special connection that we have in loving these kids.
Going into this process, I really felt like expect the unexpected, that just we had no idea what we were in for. Luckily for my wife and I, we got matched with the most amazing, calm, cool, and collected birth mom who really had her stuff together. We got a chance to meet her and her family, and we really were able to hit it off. A few months later, the most beautiful little baby boy was born, and he's so much like his birth mother. He's calm and cool and very, very active, very busy little boy. So he just turned a year old, and now he's busy running around and lots of feet moving. Our birth mother left the country 2 weeks after he was born, but I was able to maintain contact through Skype and messaging and be able to keep the relationship going that way. We were also blessed to have her grandfather come see our boys' first birthday party. That was awesome. My wife and I are so blessed to have this little boy in our new birth family as part of our family.
2016 has been an amazing year for our family. We became to be an adopted parents of a beautiful baby boy. Thank you to our birth mother, who is a brave woman that made this hard decision to put her child for an adoption. We know that all she wants is the best future for her son. Here we are 8 months later, building memories together, and we know that our son is gonna look back and he's gonna be grateful that his mother made this hard decision. We also want to thank the Adoption Center of San Diego and their staff for helping us out in every step of the way. Always remember that it's not on your time, it's in God's time, and your prayers will be answered. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. God bless.
It seems so impossible to describe how our daughter and her family have impacted our hearts in just a few short words, so we're going to have to leave you with this. It's such an honor and such a privilege to love our daughter alongside her first family. Because of the love her mother had for her before we did, we were given the opportunity to know the great pleasure of how it feels to love a child. There's not a day that goes by that we don't thank our good Lord for the blessings He has bestowed upon us. They are far, far greater than anything we have hoped and prayed for.
Adoption, open adoption. The blessings our family has received through adoption, not once, but twice, is way beyond what we ever imagined. Our family not only has 2 adorable littles because of adoption, but 4 huge, amazing birth families. Yes, I said 4. Our children are surrounded by so much love. Open adoption equals sacrifice, compassion, acceptance, and a whole lot of love. Beyond blessed.
As the months passed, we couldn't help but wonder why we weren't being selected. Until one day, when we got the call from Sarah and realized without a doubt we were perfectly matched for this family and their baby boy. He was our son. God designed our families for one another. We love him and his birth family. We count it such an honor to be chosen by them, and we will always love and respect them and be humbled by their choice.
We are so thankful for our birth parents. We're thankful that they chose life. We're thankful that they chose us. We're thankful that the birth parent that seemed the most distant during the adoption and right after is now closer than ever to us, and our child is now 7. We're thankful for another birth parent. Our child is 4 now, and she just let us in from the very beginning. We felt like family since we met, and we're just so thankful for that feeling that never goes away, even though she lives across the country. We're thankful for the beautiful kids that God gave us. They're healthy and they bring us so much joy. We can't even believe how blessed we are. And we're thankful for Sarah, for her impact on so many lives is just amazing. Every time I think about it, I'm overwhelmed with God's goodness. So we just pray that God continues to bless Sarah and her work, and we love everyone here and never get tired of hearing these amazing stories.
As a birth mom of 2 awesome kids, open adoption has allowed me to have a relationship with both of them. It's also allowed me, or blessed me with 2 wonderful families as an extension of my own. And it's through thick and thin, we're family forever.
We are so thankful for our twins' birth parents. They chose us, and it changed our lives forever. Not a day goes by that we don't look at our girls and realize that it was all worth it. The tears, the sadness, the scariness of will we be chosen, will we have a baby? All of it was worth it for our twin baby girls.
Adoption has given me the great gift of motherhood. There are so many moments when I'm filled with such thankfulness for my kids' birth moms. When I brush through my little girl's curly hair, I think about her birth mom and the moment she handed her to me when she was born. Or my little boy's blue eyes, when I look into them, I think about his birth mom. And I love to be able to tell them those stories of the bravery and the courage that their birth mothers had in the decision that they made for them out of this great love for them. I'm so thankful for the extra love that they have in their birth family. There are so many people that love them because of open adoption. And particularly in this last 2 years, my son's birth family has become like a second family to us.
Oftentimes when people see me, they don't know what my story is about, but if they knew, they would know that 22 years ago, I was adopted into an amazing, loving, supportive family who has put me through elementary school, high school, college, and now they're right by my side as I continue my education at USC in my graduate program. I think about all of the things I've done throughout my 22 years of life, and I'm constantly reminded that my family has been there for me every step of the way. I'm also reminded that my birth mother is a very selfless woman who made a decision that was greater than herself. I am reminded that there are people such as Sarah who genuinely love seeing the happiness that adoption brings to families. And hopefully one day I can do the same and adopt a loving child into my family and show them that no matter where you come from, there's people out here in this world that will always show love and kindness, whether you're biologically related or not. And my adoption has not only shaped my life, but I'm absolutely grateful
because it's allowed me to be with my mom and my dad, who I cherish and adore with all my heart, and I'm so thankful.
I want to share our adoption stories, although it's harder than writing our dear birth mom letters. The blessings we have received along with our most precious children through adoption are too numerous to mention, and we could never in a million years have known how meaningful and fulfilled we would be having birth moms and their families a part of our lives. We have witnessed even reluctant birth family members transform after seeing the connections we have with our children and their loved ones, and have seen their love and acceptance and gratitude eventually develop into something we always prayed would become mutual. I always knew the birth moms would suffer most in the beginning, but also knew God would reward them times 10 one day when they were ready to accept His graces. We have 2 birth moms and have witnessed major transformations from both. Their lives have been abundantly blessed, as ours were as soon as we met them, and it is nothing anyone could possibly predict. There are hardly any adequate words to describe being what I would now call the chosen ones. When before we adopted and didn't know if we would ever have children, there were a few sad moments when I felt maybe we were the forgotten ones. How wrong I was, and how good God is, regardless of any outcome. His will is way beyond our ability to imagine. I'm so thankful we were selected to be a part of this joy.
My husband and I talked about adoption during our first date. Little did we know that day about the amazing journey to parenthood that we were going to embark on in the future. Now, 8 years later, we are so grateful to God for our 2 beautiful children, whom He blessed us with through adoption. We would never change a thing about our family story.
Sometimes things in your life can turn out way better than what you ever dreamed was possible. God has blessed us with 2 healthy, adorable boys, and we could not be more grateful. Our hearts swell when we think of our sons' birth mothers and all of the sacrifices and loving choices that they made. We will always consider them and their families a part of our family. Being adopted parents has enriched our lives on so many different levels. Our hearts are so full and our cup is overflowing. God is so good.
Our family was blessed with our daughter the moment we became clients of Adoption Center of San Diego. We had no idea the blessing that was in store for us. At the time, we were filled with fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Honestly, working through that has not only brought me and my husband our beautiful daughter, but has enriched our marriage, allowed us to make an impact in a world far greater than we ever thought possible, and allowed us to have an extended family with our adoptive parents that is truly a blessing for all. I hope everybody listens to this message and receives hope if you are one of the ones waiting. Your time is coming. Merry Christmas.
Open adoption has by far been the biggest blessing of our entire lives. First and most importantly, it has brought an incredible little girl into our lives that we were meant to parent. She's far more amazing and special than we could have ever hoped, dreamed, or prayed for. Secondly, it's also taught us to trust more, have a deeper faith, and love harder than we've ever known to be possible. It's reminded us that God has a perfect plan for everything, and with hope and patience, there are no dreams too big. Our home is so full of joy, laughter, occasional tantrums, excessive laundry, and the feeling of completeness that having a child can bring. The wait is over, and we were all meant to be part of a family together. It is such a beautiful feeling. We are so grateful for our little family and our extended family that has been brought together through the beautiful blessing of open adoption.